Hi, how's everyone doing? I just wanted to pop on here. Wanted to talk a little bit about our non-dominant side and also how to entrap our left brain so that we're able to do deeper work, deeper nourishing work, maybe even be more creative. So, and show you how like it relates to our yoga practice. So there's a book that inspired me. It's called The Way of the Winding Path, and it's by Eve Eshner Hogan. So if you've never read this, and all this might be a review for some people, especially if you practice yoga. But if you don't practice yoga, this might be all new information. So I just want to read you a passage from here because I found this really, really interesting. So this chapter is called The Magic of the Metaphor. One of the ways the labyrinth works is by entrapping the left brain so that the right brain is free to work with pictures and metaphors. As you may know, the left side of the brain is responsible for our linear, logical thoughts. This side of the brain is good with numbers and words. It thinks analytically and tries to make sense of things. Our right brain, by contrast, works better with images, pictures, and metaphors. This side is more of an abstract thinker and loves to be creative. As we access this side of the brain, we are also more connected to our intuition and inner sense of knowing, which I think is really, really important because that's a part of how to nourish ourselves on a deep level, is to be able to connect with our inner sense of knowing, right? So they refer to another book in here, which I want to pick up. I haven't read this one, but Lucia Capaccioni wrote The Power of Your Other Hand, which is about a process she developed for writing with your non-dominant hand as a means of accessing the wisdom and creativity of your right brain. My experience with this process was that my left brain got so entranced to form the letters legibly and analyzing the process that my right brain was free to share with me beautiful images and concepts that I didn't normally access easily. I believe walking the labyrinth works in this much the same way. As we walk the winding path, our rational minds try to figure out the rhyme and reason of the pattern. It becomes quite busy trying to stay between the lines and rationalizing the experience. I have even seen people walk the labyrinth, counting the turns and paths, trying to make sense of how the pattern was formed. So I found that really, really interesting. And I think you can apply this to your yoga practice as well on your mat. And I think essentially that's what's happening on your yoga mat, is that you're giving your left brain something to do, and your physical body is trying to understand the cues. It's trying to understand the alignment, and so that you're able to do this deeper inner work, if that makes sense. And like I said, this might be review for the yogis, but if you're not a yogi, it might be new information for you. So just something to think about. And a really simple thing, if you want to create a pattern on your yoga mat, figure eights are really, really great for giving your mind something to do. If you want to just play with some different patterns on your mat, or maybe working the non-dominant side of your body. Especially if you've been practicing yoga for a while, think of ways to keep your mental body and that left brain stimulated so that your right brain can do some deeper work. Because I think as we go further in our yoga practice, we can oftentimes become complacent on our mats. I know you yogis who are out there know what I'm talking about. So just all things to think about today. But I think if we want to really nourish ourselves on a deep level, these are things that we need to consider and do. And there's something called hedonic adaptation. So that's where we get used to things over time if we keep doing them. So we need to, like if we have something that's always in our life, we start getting used to it, whether it's good or bad. So it's really good for us to mix things up and really be intentional, be in the moment, really fully be in our experience, right? Because it is fleeting, it's impermanent. And actually, it's been proven that things that are impermanent make us so much more happy than thinking about those things that are around us all the time. We tend to take those for granted. So we have to learn new techniques to be grateful for the things we have. And kind of going off on a tangent right now. But anyway, so I'll just wrap this up. But that's just some of my musings for today, my thoughts. And I'd love to hear your feedback and what you think. All right. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Namaste.